It's Terrence, the therapist. Thank you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I feel like with this topic, we are most definitely going to be diving into something that needs to be talked about more. And this topic I'm going to be discussing today is a question that I get often, especially people being DM me, people ask me in conversations, people ask me at my job, even other people I do serve, they ask me this one question. Why don't men ask for help? There are numerous reasons why men don't ask for help. And particularly, these are going to be some things to consider when we're having this conversation around why men don't ask for help. In my personal experience, I know for me, it's always been hard for me to ask for help just because the expectations that were put on me as a man. You have to be strong, you have to be the leader, you have to be the head of the household, you can't show any signs of weakness. Weakness is something that men we typically look at in comparison to asking for help. Because when we ask for help, this makes us look weak. This may also look like we don't know what we're talking about. It may seem like or come off as we don't know what we're doing. And as men, these are things that we pride ourselves in. We pride ourselves in knowing, we pride ourselves in doing, we pride ourselves in fixing problems ourselves. So when we ask for help, that's very difficult for men. Now I know this is a very toxic trait, especially when we talk about men and masculinity. This is something that we do need to change as men, and we need to have this conversation around and be a little bit more comfortable around asking for help, because everybody needs help. That's just the reality. Everybody needs help. Even as men, we need help. We need assistance in things. We can't do these things alone. Even think about it ourselves. Like, we did not come into this world ourselves. We had the help of our mothers being birthed. We didn't just come out the womb just by ourselves, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we did not do that. That was not something we did. We even had the assistance of the doctors and the mothers to help us become human beings. So this narrative around men asking for help, I'm agreeing 100% that we need to change that narrative and make it okay for men to ask for help. You also got to think about this as well too. All of us have learned behaviors. All of us have learned behaviors, which means many of things that we do is something that we have learned. It's not something brand new. It's not something we just pulled out of thin air. It's not something that we just came up with on the fly. These are traits that's been culturally inherited and passed down from generation to generation. So when we talk about men and us asking for help, we have to think about and remember that this is a learned behavior. This isn't something that is brand new. This isn't something that just started this year, this month, or just today. This has been going on for years and years and years. We have to come from the perspective of when we're asking or making it okay for men to ask for help, that we're trying to unbreak this generational cycle of men not asking for help and making it okay for men to ask for help. Because when we don't try to break these generational cycles, what's going to keep happening, it's just going to keep happening to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. And we're just not going to be able to really tackle this issue of men not asking for help. So now that we know that not asking for help is a learned behavior, what can men do to start asking for help? We need to stop looking at asking for help as a sign of weakness. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It doesn't make us less of a man. It doesn't interrogate our masculinity. It doesn't interrogate our manhood that we ask for help. We need to deconstruct and decolonize that thought of men seem like they're being weak by asking for help. Now, I'll break down a little bit why this thought of being weak is associated with asking for help. And this is where we can start breaking down the difference between feeling weak and asking for help, because they don't coexist. They don't coexist at all. What we do when we ask for help is we surrender part of ourselves to somebody else. And as men, this isn't a comfortable thing to do, because what we are doing is we're surrendering ourselves to ask for help. And it can be hard to trust somebody else with that part of us that we need help with. So that's why we try to figure out things ourselves, because we don't trust the ability for other people to actually help us. I think this is the point where we have to just be courageous. We just have to be courageous and be able to understand that we are not, again, putting anything, our morals or our values at risk, and we're not questioning our integrity. What we're really doing is trying to become a better person, trying to become a better man. Maybe just trying to become something that you never even seen before. There are probably men in your life that weren't vulnerable and didn't ask for help and was very hands-on, and that could have been very toxic and trying to control everything. Or when in reality, men that we've seen in our lives could have probably benefited from asking for help. Just think about the times where you maybe had a father figure, or you maybe, if you didn't grow up with your father, maybe you had a coach, or you had an uncle, or you had somebody that was in your life that was a male figure. Think about some of the things that they did that you would like to change. Maybe they weren't communicative, maybe they weren't in touch with their emotions, maybe they didn't even feel safe even talking to them about certain things. Now, this is where we talk about breaking these generational curses. We have to break these generational curses. We have to break the idea that men, we can ask for help. We have to break that. So asking for help, it doesn't make us weak. It doesn't make us less of a man. It doesn't put anything negative into our own moral compass. What it actually does is puts us in the position of, one, being uncomfortable because we don't like to ask for help. But in the space of being uncomfortable, what happens when we're uncomfortable? That is an opportunity for growth. That is an opportunity for change. That is an opportunity to become better. It doesn't mean that this space that we have of vulnerability is going to make us less of a person. It's actually an opportunity to grow. If you think about, if you ever been in the weight room or lifting weights, you don't get stronger by lifting the same weights or weights that you know you can lift easily. You challenge yourself, you push your muscles into lifting heavier weight. Why? Because that's where the growth comes in. When you have that weight, or you have that energy, or you have that mindset, when you have that mindset of, hey, I know this is gonna help me better. I know I'm gonna see results. I know I'm gonna see these muscles. I know I'm gonna be stronger after this. That's the same mindset we need to have when it comes to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay not to know. It's okay to ask for help. Because once we ask for help by the right people, we come out of that situation so much stronger. Because who doesn't want to know? Just know that you will gain the knowledge that you need in order to move forward. What that will do is set you up so it becomes easier and easier and easier to ask for help. We have to be okay with being vulnerable. We have to be okay with asking for help. I'll give you permission in this video to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be a better man and be a better person. We just have to break that stigma, break that ideal, and break that generational curse that we was talking about before. And really break that down and be okay with doing that, and knowing that it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, I wouldn't have to even do a video or even talk about it. But I'm doing this video so that we can become better men, that we can ask for help, that we don't have to do things by ourselves, and we don't have to put this weight on our shoulders and feel like we have to do every damn thing. And those who are watching that have men in their lives, or know that men can benefit from asking for help, I think it'll be helpful to just be patient with us. Just being patient with us, because we don't know any better. We don't know how to ask for help. We don't know how to do these things because it wasn't taught to us. We weren't taught to be vulnerable. We weren't taught to actually be okay with asking for help. So please be patient with us. Please be patient with us. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. Again, I'm Terrence, the therapist. Thank you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, do you think it's hard for men to ask for help? Do you think it's something that we continue need to change? And what else can we do to help men feel more comfortable asking for help? Thank you again, and I'll see y'all next time.